Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade and just coming to you from the shop this afternoon. Very excited, we just got in the brand new ZT0707. This is, man, there's quite a few things to share with you guys on this, so we'll try and make this quick so we don't go on too long. But I gotta tell you, this is another one of those, I wasn't expecting to really care for it. I'm not one that likes longer, pointy, slicier blades, but all of us here in the shop really like this one. Very cool knife, very cool design. So let's give you some specs and then let's get into what all is cool about this knife. So 20 CV steel on the blade, stonewash blade, 3.5 inches, and we're about 4.6 inches closed. So show off that carbon fiber there. Nice spacers on here. Smaller pocket clip, but honest to God, it's got a lot of strength to it. So deep carry clip, I do like that. Titanium frame lock, and always good to have. The knife overall is about 0.43 inches thick, and the blade thickness is 0.121 inches. So not a thick overbuilt blade. And then the amazing part with this, so we're 8.25 inches overall. I don't know if I said that yet, but 2.3 ounces. This thing, for this size knife and all these materials and everything on it, man, this thing is light. It is light, and to be honest with you, it is very well done. So let's talk about this tuned detent system that's on this knife. So what I'm going to do to talk about that, if you don't know what it is, I believe Emerson did it at one point in time, but basically, especially on thinner knives that don't have all the width, when you're opening the knife, it is very easy to get these fingers up here and put a lot of pressure on that lock bar, which puts pressure on that detent. And some people, not all, but some people just have a hard time not putting pressure when they open that knife, and it will not flip because they're putting so much pressure on that detent. And to show you that, here's the ZT0452CF, and this one, as long as you're not putting pressure on that lock bar, no problem. But as soon as I get my fingers up here and start putting pressure on it, nothing. Well, on the 707, put all the pressure you want, and no problems at all. Here I'm using my thumb, and it's still, I'm pushing hard, and I can still get it to break the detent. But just on a normal flip, putting your hands anywhere you want with a normal grip, even if you're squeezing hard, you're not gonna have your fingers high enough like I did on my thumb. It flies right open. So the system works, and especially it's a good system for these knives that just don't have the width across for your fingers to set right on. So really, really good job with ZT doing these. Something that a lot of people have asked us to do in our YouTube videos is start showing more of the spine of the blade, the tip. This one does have it does taper down to a very thin tip. But still a good bit of steel behind it, but it is one of the, this is definitely a slicer. This is definitely more of a fine use knife, not a hard use knife, but it's good looking. It's really good looking. I like the belly of the blade on it. And something else that we noticed right out of the box on these was, I'll do it in a second, is how sharp these are. Here, I got a piece of paper here. I mean, wicked sharp right out of the box. Very impressed. I think ZT's doing a really good job keeping these nice and sharp. So, or sending these out nice and sharp. But some people, we're going to get the similar complaints that we have on some of the other ZTs, are not fans of the hole. That's fine. If it's not your thing, I understand that. Where'd my little cheap piece of paper go so you guys can see this better? But in all fairness, we heard it on the ZT0308, and this one's mine, and it's got a bigger hole in it. And I've been using this for construction, beating the hell out of it, and that hole has not been a factor. So anyway, it's something different. I don't know why they're doing it, but it doesn't seem to affect anything on the knife. It really doesn't. At least it hadn't on my 308. I don't think it's going to on this one. So let's get to some comparisons here. Let me get a cheater back in here so you guys can see this thing a little better. There we go. So we're just going to jump right in. So we already had the 452 CF out, so let's show that. As you can see, the 452 is definitely a good bit longer, but overall kind of some similar design features, some similar looks with the carbon fiber and that stonewash blade, but definitely longer and a little on the thicker side through the handle. So let's throw in a ZT0640. I think these are pretty darn comparable in overall size. You definitely get a thinner tip here and a much slicier blade on the new 707. So, let's throw in the ZT0357. Definitely some similarities. You can tell with that in-house design blade from ZT, they do like these bellies on the blade. So about the same in overall length. You get a little bit more blade length out of the 707. And to the ZT0609. Trying to give you guys as many ZTs to compare to this as possible. I didn't. Let's see. The ZT0235, the new slip joint. Throw that in there so you can just kind of see the difference. And ZT0450. I think this is kind of the design they're looking to be competitive with within their own knives, but very, very similar in some of the links. So obviously they make the ZT0450 and the carbon fiber version as well. So, you know, a slicier, more gentleman's carry knife, I think, is what they're going for with this, and I think they nailed it. So let's go away from ZT for a minute and give you guys some, oh, wait a minute, let's not. I forgot to get these out, so I'm just gonna use the ones in my pocket, which is, I meant to clean these up beforehand, but that's okay. Shameless plug, but here it is with the 562 tie with our engraved circuit pattern on it. So overall length is pretty much spot on the same between these two, so that hopefully that'll give you a really good idea. And then you already saw it, but let me throw my ZT0308 back in here, which is just a beast. Not really comparable, but thought I'd throw it in there in case that's the only ZT you own. Next up, let's throw in a Southern Grind Spider Monkey. We've sold a lot of these over the years. So a little bit more handle and blade length, but a little thicker on everything with the Spider Monkey, including the handles are definitely a good bit thicker. And throw in our Kershaw M390 Knockout. Pretty much spot on the overall size. So I hate that we don't have a Benchmade Osborne to throw in here, but let's throw in a Benchmade Griptilian. That'll give you an idea. Full-size Griptilian. And, oh, for giggles, we'll throw in the ZT0022. So, guys, that's it. This is just kind of an introduction. I'm sure I'll eventually do a breakdown video on these. The action is really good on these opening, but Slicey Dicey did a video too. He loves this knife as well. But these are not false shut at all. They're you're gonna have to run your finger to close it, and mostly that's because of the true detent system. But incredibly smooth, incredibly nice opening action on these. Good flip, good sound on them. So that's it, boys and girls. It's the new ZT0707. It's a stunning knife. Everybody in the shop was really impressed with these when they came in. So we hope you'll head over to usamadeblade.com and pick one up. They are in stock now, and we're shipping them today. So appreciate everybody watching. Y'all have a good day.